news. Yo, this is about why Big Meech unalive P. Diddy's bodyguard. I saw this at Hood War Chronicles, so y'all go on and check them out. We don't do no faking, and we don't do no hating. We want everybody to eat, because that's what this is about. Now, check. This joint here is sicking me to my stomach. I'm going to keep it 100. And this is not the Diss Hood Chronicle or Hood War Chronicles, but this sicking me to my stomach because it's a lot of things that I'm hearing that's not official about my brother Wolf. Y'all just don't understand that this man on the screen right here, not the one right, not the one right here. Let me cover him up. This is my brother. I got locked up December 10th, 93. He came in early 94, January something, I think, February. But when he came in, it was a sad day because I don't want to see none of my brothers getting locked up. But they put us in the same unit. We was in the same cell. We hung out. And I know him from on the street. Ran with him on the street. Went to a number of clubs, parties, and everything else from New York all the way down to Virginia. You know what I mean? With Big Wolf. So I'm going to give you the real. Forget all this old crap. But yo, Big Meech. Yo, Big Meech. This for Big Meech, man. I don't want to believe nothing that I'm hearing on this joint about you speaking on whatever happened with you and Wolf, because that's a street thing, and those are the type of things, big bro. You from the street. I know you from the street. So I'm letting you know those are the type of things that's supposed to go to the grave with us, man. I got a whole lot of what they call social media gossip on every rapper and entertainer from back in those days. And I'm not going to come up here and disrespect the hood code and rat on my comrades. I didn't hear Meech say nothing. This video, so y'all know, Meech is not saying none of this about why he unalive Diddy, none of that. He didn't say none of that. Let's get that straight. But the commentary is saying that he did. I don't want to believe that Meech is doing that. I don't want to believe that because I know my brother know better than that. Let's start this up, and I'm going to show y'all why we do this, right? This is why we here at Mecca Audio, and this is why I'm so passionate, and this is what the movement is about. So don't y'all sit there and get in no kind of way, because, you know, this right here.
On, man? Murder Move, Harlem, you know what it is, man. I just want to express how much gratitude I got for Unique, you know what I mean? I was telling him a story, telling him how I felt about, you know, if anything was to go wrong with my career, rap-wise, you know, if, you know, shit be slow, and I got so many opportunities to be able to do the wrong shit. When I watch Unique Mecca Audio, I feel it, and I, like, to my soul, and that's keeping me farthest away from doing anything criminal. Anything criminal. He made me think straight, honestly. Made me think straight, because I've been watching him for like a year now, maybe. And it just took my mind way off of that. Way off of that. From a year ago, it got rough. For a year ago, yeah. And from watching this man, I just felt like, you saved me. You saved me. And I just want to show my gratitude, and I want to say thank you, man. Unique Mecca Audio, anything you need, brother, from me.
All right.
Anything you need, man.
All right. All right, this is about Wolf, man. I'm going to play this video here, and this is about Wolf. And they saying certain things that my brother is transformed into the next dimension, and I know he's holding it down with my other brother Khalid, for my other brother Tom Slaughter from Virginia, with my other brother D from DC. You know, I could just keep going on and on, you know, because we lost a lot. I'm going to say rest in peace to all our fallen soldiers during our time of ignorance. Now, sit back. We're going to play this joint, right? And I want y'all to listen to this because a lot of things that were said that I don't like, man. All right?
And the same people that Puffy told Wolf he was leaving him for is the same people that ended up killing Wolf. That's wild, man.
Well, you know, he told Wolf he didn't need Wolf no more.
I saw my brother's picture on the big screen. Really couldn't believe it because I know that's not my brother's character.
It was a shock to his father and I.
I guess somebody must have said something to him. And next thing I know, you know, Wolf, rest in peace, you know, he let off a shot and let off a couple of shots, and Suge Man got right there.
If you're
Stop. See, that's the type of crap I'm talking about right there, right? Let me bring this over here, because we're going to speak on this, man. We're going to speak on this. Yo, there's certain things that we just don't do. You know what I mean? We just don't do. He's sitting here, Jermaine Dupri is talking about how Wolf let off shots. Next thing you know, Suge Man was unalive. Gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. I'm calling you out, Jermaine Dupri. That's ratting, my dude. Jermaine, yo, thank you, LR Matic, for subscribing. Yo, if you subscribe, it pops up on the screen right now, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. So try it, hit the subscribe. You let everybody know that you subscribe and you know what time it is. Yo, Jermaine Dupri, I love your music, love everything about you. You are entertaining to me. I ain't got no qualms with you. But when you sit there and you speak about a crime and put someone's business out there, whether they get convicted or do time on it or not, because let me ride. Let me ride. You want me to ride? All right, we're gonna ride. Yo, you don't speak about a crime even of the dead. You don't even tell on the dead. Because even though they're not here to physically do time, they have their family members, their children, their loved ones, their comrades that want to just remember them how they are, and they don't want a Band-Aid pulled off the wound to remind them or to put in the universe their bad deeds that they got away with while they was alive, because now they dead. You got a dude flapping his gums. That's not cool. Jermaine Dupri, I know you not from the street. So, you know, you looked at a little different, but this is for the youth watching me. If you on the street, claim you on the street, and then you get on social media and you say, Wolf fired a gun, let off a shot, all of that. If you say all of that, and you even got a pinky toe in the street, that's called rat. We don't deal with rat bastards over here at Unique Mecca Audio. You know what I mean? Not calling Jermaine Dupri a rat bastard, because Jermaine Dupri, from what I know, is a civilian, but I want my viewers to know. If you not subscribe, subscribe, and then go to Mecca Audio TV and show some love. I just want my viewers to know what ratting is, so they know don't get involved in the street, because the little things you think you telling and you think is nothing, you know what I mean, is ratting, and now you're labeled a snitch, and that little pinky toe you got in the street, now you deserve to get not only your whole foot chopped off, but your head. I'm from the era where if you tell in any way, shape, or form, it's decapitation. I don't want you to get decapitated. I don't want you to be a part of the street. But if you choose to be a part of the street, you don't tell. And to go on social media and say that Wolf let off a shot, then let off a all of that. That's right. Let me play the rest of this tape. All right. A lot of things I don't like in this joint. It ain't that so long. And this ain't even the one I wanted to play, but I'm gonna play it.
You're into hip-hop, especially from the 1990s, you've probably heard the name Anthony Wolf Jones. Most folks think of him as just a bodyguard for Bad Boy Records and Diddy, but he was way more than that. He was actually Diddy's childhood and best friend.
That wasn't his former bodyguard, that was his friend. You know what I mean? That was his childhood friend, you know what I'm saying? He definitely, I hired one of my friends, you put him on, okay, you do security, but that was his friend.
Wolf was there even before Bad Boy Records was a thing. He was even one of the early investors who helped Diddy build Bad Boy Records from the ground up. But then tragedy struck in November 2003 when Wolf was killed. Now, the names that pop up when you talk about his death are Big Meech and the Black Mafia family, BMF, who were actually close friends with Wolf. But the real twist is that the person behind the fallout between BMF and Wolf, which eventually led to Wolf's death, was supposedly none other than Diddy himself, his own best friend. Apparently,
I don't believe that. I think it's crap. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Let me play the rest of this joint. That's crap.
Wolf and Diddy had a falling out because Diddy wouldn't pay him the money he was owed, and Wolf wanted out of Bad Boy Records, which was not good news for Diddy because Wolf knew all his dirty secrets.
Listen how stupid this is. This is how social media stupid this is, right? They said Wolf wanted out of Bad Boy Records. How was he in Bad Boy Records? What was he doing other than being Diddy's childhood friend that Diddy looked out for and said, all right, I'm going to give you a title as a bodyguard. I'm going to be able to cut you a check out of these millions that I got from this record label to start Bad Boy. So I got a job for you. Diddy looked out for Wolf. That's from Wolf's mouth to me. That's from Wolf's mouth to me. Last time I talked to Wolf, right? Last time I talked to Wolf, or not last time, but right before the last time I talked to Wolf was in late 2001, right after the World Trade Center situation. I was in Lombard, California, and you already know what we're doing right now. We ride. All right? So now I'm going to ride with you, right? I'm in Lombard, California. I'm on the first floor right in front of what they call the Crip TV. Because they got like a long tier, and you got 4 TVs down the tier, and the tier is only but so wide, and that's where it's at, right? So you had the Crip TV, and I got a cell right by the Crip TV where I could lay in the bed, and they had a little window in the door, a little cell window in the door, but that cell was positioned right in front of the TV, so I brought the cell. Yes, I brought a government cell. Cell could never belong to me because this is a government cell. You understand what I'm saying? But I paid for it because that convict was in there. And I say convict, corrected myself from saying inmate because there's a difference between a convict and an inmate. An inmate do what he's told to do. He's no different than, you know what I mean? That's an inmate. Never label me an inmate. I was never an inmate. Then we have what you call a convict. A convict refused to succumb to his captors and be told what to do. The federal staff hated me because I would never allow them to tell me what to do. But anyway, let me get back to this, man.
So I think they had a chance to buy it, and Wolf wanted his money. And they was cool, but Wolf wanted to do other things. And then Puff said, yo, I'm gonna get your money. When I do this Universal, I think a Universal deal or something like that, he said, I'm gonna get your money. And
stop right there. Now, that's Big Gene. Big Gene been all over the internet. Big Gene knows a lot of intricate things that nobody even know. And one thing I would never do for you rat bastards is come up here and badmouth Big Gene. But if Big Gene says something that I don't remember in a way, I don't believe or whatever, but that's just my belief, and that's like everyone else, we all have one. just like an a-hole. You know what I mean? No difference. You know what I mean? So what no different. But now listen, Wolf did not have no money to give Diddy 300,000. Now, Wolf's partners and people that he ran with, which I'm not going to say names because we don't do that, but Wolf's comrades, they had the bag. Wolf had gotten locked up and, like I said, was with me and do the date, do the timeline. You know what I mean? For all you rap bastards. Do the timeline. 1993, when I got locked up, I was still looking out for Puffy when Puffy was over in Howard, and he just came over to be an intern, and he was messing with Andre Harrell, and everything was about Uptown, where they had Soul for Real, Mary J. Blige, Father MC, you know what I mean? I could keep going, you know? Evie D, everybody was over there. And Andre Harrell was doing his thing, and he hired Diddy as a intern. Intern means he's fresh out of college and ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Diddy was dead broke when I knew Diddy. That's why, if this don't show you my loyalty, I know this man Diddy from way back before he even started and got a dime, before he got the intern when he was in Howard on Georgia Avenue and I was over on Otis in Georgia, had the white door right across the street from the strip club, the penthouse. Northwest, baby. Washington, D.C. in the house. That's when I was in Washington selling drugs, and Diddy was in Washington getting his education to be who he is, and he was dead broke. I used to go to, let me ride. You know, let me ride. You know, I like to ride. I used to go to the Diddy parties over there on Georgia Avenue. We had a little Jamaican spot right next door. Diddy joint, if y'all know from back in the days, it was upstairs in the joint. I used to go down there with carloads of homeboys from New York that was getting the bag. Diddy's parties, when I went down there, was dead. It was whack. There was nobody in them, and Diddy was just trying. He looked like a little schoolboy running around wondering where everybody's at. That's how Diddy looked in the joints. So everybody talk all this. I'm giving you the real. If anybody want to challenge me, feel free, because I got plenty of them. Or you social media wannabe talking crap bastards. Let's get that straight. Diddy was running around the party looking like a chicken with his head cut off, wondering where everybody was at. And he had the greatest DJ from New York at the time. Yes, I said the greatest, not one of the greatest, the greatest. Kid Capri. I ran into Kid Capri. Man, if I was into editing my videos, I'll show you a video. I might even show it later, where I ran into Kid Capri for the first time since back in 1993 over in Queens at a party he was doing in the back in the dressing room. And I rolled up on Kid, his bodyguards and all this is out there. And when I go to the door, they let me in, because, they're not going to stop me. But, I go in, and when I go in, they all sitting around, and me and Kid talking. Kid laid back, having his little drink, got his hoodie on, waiting to get on, do what he got to do. And his bodyguards is sitting there, and they looking, and they wondering, who am I? And, Kid talking to me like, we old friends. And one of them looked at like, what you want me to do, boss? Kid Capri said, yo, y'all get out. Everybody get out. And what I respect is not one of them questioned him when he said that. They said, yo, you sure you're going to be safe, boss? So they respect his gangster. He said, yo, y'all get out. And me and Kid Capri sat in there, and I set up a tripod, and I did a little bullcrap interview with Kid Capri for him to give a couple of war stories about what it was like when he was running on the streets, DJing for us, you know what I mean, in Harlem, making the greatest mixtapes when he started. If y'all want to see this video, y'all let me know, and I'll edit it, do something with it, and put it up. But I got the joint where Kid Capri is telling about when he first got started and played up, he got recognized, and played up in the SNS with Star Child. DJ Star Child had the SNS and the underground DJing on lock, and Kid Capri was his protege, and me and him spoke on that, and Kid Capri spoke freely about that, and I got all that in there. And Kid Capri talked about how dudes, robbing dudes and all that coming out the SNS, and how he was able to go in certain hoods. And I got a whole video with him. I got so much video in my joint that y'all won't even believe. You know, but y'all not ready for it yet. I know you're not ready for it yet. You know what I mean? Because you don't even know who I am. But you think you know who I am, but you know I'm that solid nigga. Excuse me, damn, wasn't supposed to say the N-word. But that's what it is. All right, let me get back to playing this joint, man, so we can knock this out.
He said that when I give you money, I'm gonna stop f***ing with you.
So is it that Diddy couldn't take Wolf out himself, so he supposedly stirred up beef between Wolf and Big Meech, leading to Wolf's demise?
And he said Meech told him, you know, that he didn't need Wolf no more. And he told Wolf that. And Wolf, it was like putting a battery in Wolf's back.
It's crazy to think about how many deaths Diddy seems to be indirectly or directly connected to. At the end of the day, it looks like he's the only one benefiting from all this chaos.
Hey, yo, we all connected to people that died. But that don't mean we had anything to unalive them. Come on, man. You see what I'm saying? How many of y'all watching this is connected or know someone or was close with someone that got unalive? Put it in the comment. But this the crap that I'm talking about that's sicking me to my stomach, that they trying to insinuate. The man going to trial to fight for his life, to fight for his fortune, to fight for his future legacy, for his great, 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 and great grandchildren. And then y'all up here speculating. Oh, you know, he's connected to people like unalive. He knew them. Just say it. He knew some people that, you know, that got unalive. Let's stop the crap, man. But it's the type of thing I don't like when they do this type of thing. I understand it's for content, but you don't make up things that could put a man in prison, you know what I mean, for the rest of his life and lose his fortune just to get a content.
So what exactly went down? Let's dive in. Anthony Wolf Jones was born on February 20th, 1965 in the Bronx, New York. Raised by his mother, Barbara Jones, since his father wasn't around, Wolf had a tough but loving upbringing. His mom, a teacher, did everything she could to give him and his two younger brothers a good start.
Yo, that was Little Wolf right there. Let me see how I can get. I don't like rewinding, but I'm gonna show you this Little Wolf right here. Little Wolf was a stick-up kid with cold gangster. This is brother. Everybody already know it, so you rat bastards. You know what I mean? Take this. Cause that's how I feel about you. Straight scumbags.
Everything she could to give him and his two younger brothers a good start. They went to private school during the week, and on Saturdays, Barbara homeschooled them.
Hey, yo, and I'm going to give you another one, right? I feel like giving you all a treat today, right? Let me get out this screen and put a different one up here. I'm going to give you all another treat because you already know we like to ride. Can you believe that Wolf and his brother was so spiritually connected, and you can't get this nowhere else? That's why the Cash App is on the screen. I don't care if it's $1, $5, or whatever. Hit the icon. Make sure it say that account was created in 2020. If not, just hit the like button. That's free. Now, can you believe that Wolf brother, Little Wolf, died on Wolf's birthday? Did you hear what I just said? Little Wolf, in the picture below us, he died on his big brother standing behind him birthday. This is how the universe works. And then Big Wolf standing behind Little Wolf, and none of these rat bastard YouTubers know the real about nothing about what I'm saying. And you go do the research and the Google check and the AI check and all that on what I'm saying. It's fresh out my head because these is my brothers. My brothers. I was they big homie. Rest in peace to both of them. But Big Wolf also died on Little Wolf's birthday. If y'all don't chop that and make it short, you ain't trying to get no money. Did you hear what I just said? See, I give everybody a chance to get $1. Just make sure you tell them, you know, put at Unique Mecca Audio. But y'all, Little Wolf died on Big Wolf's birthday. Big Wolf died on Little Wolf's birthday. That gave me chills to my stomach. Because I know this is real, and you never know what Allah, God, Buddha, Jehovah, whoever you worship has planned for us. They both died on each other's birthday. And they both wasn't even on the street for over a decade, because when Little Wolf went in, Big Wolf was out. When Big Wolf went in, Little Wolf was out. And the mother never even had a chance to have both of her boys in the house for years. For you females looking out there, how would you feel if you had two sons and you only got a chance to spend time and raise and live with one at a time because the system has taken one? And I don't see no emojis. Yo, y'all give me an emoji or something, man. Give me an emoji or something. Let me know what's going on. Or you just stuck in what I'm doing. How am I doing? Y'all like the content? Put it in the comment if you like the content. But that's where we at. Let me get back to where we at, because we riding. I'm just giving y'all the real, because they talking a lot of fugazi that I'm not riding with. But you know what? Been on here 20 minutes. I'm not tapping out, but I want to promote my man Lou Sims wrote a book. So I'm going to do this to liven it back up. I'm about to get a little emotional. So when that happens, I got to, get my party drive on. All right. All right, so we back. So that's where we at, right? Just so you understand, this is emotional to me. And yeah, I'm going to say it, you know what I mean? I'm being soft right now. The reason why I say I'm being soft right now is because gangsters don't get emotional or attached to nothing that they can't walk away from in 10 seconds, 5 seconds or less. And these brothers is something that I can't get away from because they're part of my soul. All my brothers and comrades, even my enemy, is a part of my soul. Because that's what guided me into and molded me into the man that I am, to be able to give you these jewels right now. So when I get emotional and I get on this tyrant, y'all got to check me, man. But hold on. Like I said, make sure you cop my man Lou Sims' book, man. I got to cheer up, so I'm going to give y'all a little time out again. Just a minute. Cheers to the crime. See, and that's what I'm talking about, right? This is how we look out for each other. Like this brother Lou Sims I'm talking about, he's connected to my soul. So when I eat off this 122,000 subscribers, and let me take this time, right? I'm going to take this time to thank y'all for my 100,000, mark plaque. But we need to get to 200,000. The numbers going up. I get over 5,000 subscribers a month. Keep the subscribers coming. And please go to my second page, Mecca Audio TV, so we get a plaque over there too. And I'm going to give you all a round of applause. Relax, y'all. Relax. And you already know the deal. Cop my book, A Roaring Harlem, at roaringharlem.com. See how we plug it? And where my man at? I'm in a plug-in mood right now, so bear with me. I'm going to get back to these 5 stories in a minute. We got my man Ant Banks out of Texas. Cop his book. Look it up. Ant Banks out of Texas. Fire. You know what I mean? Now, let me get back to this show and play this video, man, because a lot of things I don't like.
He lived in a part of the Bronx known as the Valley, a rough neighborhood that shaped Wolf's reputation. While many thought he got his nickname Wolf from his street presence, it actually came from a much more innocent source. During his childhood, his best friend Troy and Troy's sister Tammy started calling him Wolf based on the character Eddie Munster from the 1960s TV show The Munsters.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to give y'all a funny one. Can we ride? We riding, so I'm going to give y'all a funny one. We riding. Can I get an emoji if y'all liking this? Can I get an emoji? Any emoji that describes how you feeling about this content. Now, when I went to trial, right, down in Virginia, Wolf went before me. I went in June. Wolf went about March, April. Probably about April. But when Wolf went to trial, His mother got on the stand because they was trying to paint this picture. The prosecutors was, see, this is what happened in trial. We ride. We ride. Prosecutors, they have a job. They write a movie script, and then the defense attorney writes a movie script, and then they both sell the movie scripts to the jury, and whichever one the jury buys, that's the one that wins the case. Now, the prosecutor painted a picture of Wolf that he was this big bad wolf. You know what I mean? You know how Wolf get in the hen house and just tear everything up. You know what I mean? You know what the Wolf do. That's how the prosecutor is depicting my man. So then his lawyer, Wolf's lawyer, put his mother, Barbara, on the stand, and they asked her, why do they call her son Wolf? She said, because he got this little peak in his head, and they used to call him Wolf from that, like, you know, Eddie Munster. And the European jury down there, which the jury was mostly, you know, comprised of, they laughed like a mother. You know what I mean? I mean, they laughed, you know? But, so that's one of the tidbits that you didn't know that I'm giving you. Wolf got his name from Eddie Munster. His mother went to trial and had to tell the jury that he got his name from Eddie Munster, and he wasn't this monster that the prosecutor was creating him to be. You know what I mean? The emoji's not working. The emoji's not working. I don't see an emoji. Make sure you subscribe at Mecca Audio TV, my second channel. But that's where that came from. Just wanted to give y'all some tidbits. All right?
They poked fun at his prominent widow's peak and his resemblance to Eddie. His little brother Terrence, known as Little Wolf, was very close to him. As Wolf entered his teenage years, he formed a tight-knit group with friends from his neighborhood. They called themselves the Valley Mob and became known in the Bronx for being tough guys who could handle themselves in a fight. Despite dabbling in the streets, Wolf still graduated from Harry S. Truman High School in 1983 and went on to attend Bronx Community College. He tried to juggle different jobs while pursuing his degree, working at the United States Postal Service and later in construction.
You see, we all tried to get our lives together in some way, shape, or fashion, but then we was pulled down the rabbit hole of running the streets, and that's why I'm trying to tell the youth, don't get caught up in that rabbit hole, because you will get stuck.
However, being a college student with a 9-to-5 job wasn't bringing in enough cash, so Wolf hit the streets with his Valley Mob crew to make money. Unfortunately, this decision led Wolf straight to prison after a beef with a rival crew resulted in him catching an attempted murder charge in the early 1990s. After spending only a few years in prison, he was released in early 93, a year of significant progress not just for Wolf.
Hey, yo, that's my man Big Ock down at the bottom, where his gear's over there. But he got a fire clothing line. That's Big Ock on the bottom right. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Let's keep this moving. Had to give my man a plug.
Wolf, but also for a young music industry A&R trying to make his mark, Sean Puffy Combs. Wolf and Puffy were already acquainted before Wolf went to prison, and by the time he got out, Puffy was starting to make a name for himself in the music business. Puffy was working under Andre Harrell at the legendary Uptown Records, playing a major role in successful projects like Jodeci's Forever My Lady and Mary J. Blige's What's the 411. However, Puffy's success led to some clashes with Uptown CEO Andre Harrell. By early 1993, Puffy was fired from the label.
Parlay, and then you started working with Andre Harrell. Tell us about that.
At the time, I was working with Andre Harrell, but he wasn't paying me enough, so I had to promote parties on the side, which was all good.
Being dropped put Puffy in a deep depression and made him question his future in music.
I gotta speak on this, Ron. It was running through my mind that this still aren't playing, Ron. It was running through my mind. They said Wolf came out of jail in 93. You know what I mean? I think that's wrong. Because Wolf was with us in Virginia from, I think, 92. So y'all put in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong, but stop it. 93, Wolf got locked up in 94. Me and Wolf was partying all 1993, so I don't know where he was locked up in 93, but that's what they said over here at Hood Wars Chronicles. No disrespect to them, but I got to correct the proper narrative to an extent where it's not me telling, but me just clarifying for my brother because he's gone and he don't have a voice right now. So that's where we at. Let's get this moving.
Luckily, friends from Harlem and around the way supported him financially as he tried to stay afloat and build his empire. But Puffy still needed more money to promote his two most prized assets, Craig Mack and the Notorious B.I.G. This is where his relationship with Wolf would come into play.
Hey, yo. Non-cipher, God. Non-cipher. Non-cipher mean not true. Listen, when I got locked up in 93, Diddy was already with Andre Harrell. They had just fallen out. And then, you know, Puffy was, you know, jobless for a minute from his intern situation. And then Arista Records, or Arista, however you pronounce it, you know, they picked him up and they gave him almost 18, 20 million back in 1994. Y'all Google that. In 1994, Puffy got $20 million. So where would he need 300,000 from Wolf? And Puffy wasn't spending money like that for Wolf to give him 300,000 before he got the money. But we're not even there because they're saying that Wolf gave Diddy the money to start Bad Boy. That's non-cipher. Non-cipher. Wolf was locked up with me in 1993, and 1994 is when he went. And by then, Flavor in Your Ear was just coming out, because when I went to Lewisburg the first time I saw Flavor in Your Ear, so Diddy already got the bag. So Wolf didn't have 300,000 to give him. And Wolf didn't give him 300,000. Now, maybe one of his comrades gave him 300,000. But Wolf didn't have 300,000 to give him because Wolf was locked up with me. And when they was catching us back then, we were so ignorant that we was, you know, spending our money as we was getting it instead of putting it up for a rainy day. And not to throw kudos on myself. Luckily, I gave a lawyer 100,000, told him if I ever get in trouble, you got me. You know what I mean? And he said, yep, you ain't never got to give me another dime long as you there. Because I guess he figured that I'll be, you know, I get unalive before, you know, I got to deal with the court cases. So he figured he was coming up. But then I got caught on a federal indictment. And then now when it was time for him to come down there, the feds didn't want him to come down there. Joint got out of control. So he had to send another lawyer down there. That lawyer, now I had to pay him out my pocket another $250,000, $300,000. Cost me $400,000. $400,000 to get life plus 20 in prison. Now I know you rat bastards. You're gonna say, oh, you wasted your money. No, I didn't waste my money because this is chess. That means each person take their time for each move and they calculate as many moves as they can before their opponent is possible. Meaning, if I know he's going to move his pawn over here, I got to know that, you know, I'm going to move my rook here, and then that's going to make him move his bishop there, and I got all these moves calculated. Is the same thing that happens in life. The same thing that happens in life. Wolf did not have 300,000 to give Puffy. Stop it. Let me play this. Been on here long enough. I still got 15 minutes of this video to play.
After his release from prison, Wolf went into business with two of his close friends, Buck and L. They started a party company called Butt Naked, holding events all up and down the East Coast, including at Puffy's alma mater, Howard University in Washington, D.C. However, it was said that this was just a front for their real business, cocaine distribution. Wolf, along with Buck and L, decided they wanted to be early investors in Bad Boy Records, giving Puffy hundreds of thousands of dollars to cover the costs of jump-starting the label. Another friend, D. Ferg, the father to A$AP Ferg, helped design the iconic Bad Boy Records logo.
A$AP Ferg's father, D. Ferg, he had designed the logo for Uptown Records and the logo for Bad Boy.
And their investment paid off big time. Once Biggie was featured on the hit Supercast song Dolly My Baby, along with his own solo single Party in Bull S from the 1993 film Who's the Man soundtrack, things started looking up. Wolf began spending more time with Puff, and their bond grew stronger, almost like brothers. Bad Boy Records was gaining traction in the music industry, and in 1994, things took a major leap forward. Puff signed a lucrative 50-50 distribution deal with music mogul Clive Davis and and Arista Records. This deal catapulted Bad Boy into one of the most popular labels in rap, especially after the release of Craig Mack's hit song Flava in Ya Ear, followed by its star-studded remix and Biggie's legendary Ready to Die album. Bad Boy was officially a powerhouse in the music industry. Wolf became head of security at Bad Boy, but he was more than just a bodyguard. He was muscle, someone Puff respected for his street reputation. Wolf was very protective of Puff, always on point when it came to any type of threats, and soon Bad Boy would need a soldier like Wolf more than ever. On November 30th, 1994, the seeds of a major conflict were planted. Tupac was ambushed in the lobby of Quad City Studios by 3 armed men, leading to him being shot 5 times. The story goes that Tupac was in New York City doing guest appearances while awaiting trial on the assault case. Tupac started questioning why his co-defendants accused of the same crime were getting lesser charges and way less jail time. This was a dangerous move because one of the people he was speaking of was a well-known Brooklyn gangster named Haitian Jack. Jack called up another notorious New York gangster, Jimmy Henchman, and together they came up with a plan to set up Tupac at Quad City Studios. Tupac called out Jimmy Henchman and Haitian Jack for being behind the setup. From the outside, it looked like the situation had nothing to do with Biggie, Puffy, or Bad Boy Records. But according to Tupac, they knew exactly what was going to happen to him that night and didn't warn him, which he saw as a betrayal.
As you notice, I haven't said a word about none of this because I don't know nothing about none of this. You know what I mean? This is not my part of experience, so I don't know if none of this is true or false. I'm just airing it just so you know. This is my disclaimer. That's what it is. You know, Walter King Tut got a YouTube over there at YouTube. Go check him out. You know what I mean? You know, when he decides to speak, when him and his woman decide to, tell their story, they'll be able to clarify that. I don't have no insight on that, so I can't speak on that, and I can't wait till they do it. Go check out Walter King Tut over there at YouTube.
He was cool with Puff and best friends with Biggie, so this felt like a massive stab in the back. It's been said that one of the reasons for the tension between Puff and Pac was because Pac was originally supposed to sign with Bad Boy but pulled out of the deal at the last minute. He later told Biggie not to sign with Puff because he didn't trust him. Just a few weeks after being shot, Tupac was sent to the Bellevue Hospital jail ward before ultimately being sentenced to 4.5 years in prison and sent to the Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York. While locked up, he did an interview with writer Kevin Powell for Vibe magazine, stating that once released, he vowed to get his revenge on Puffy, Biggie, and anyone associated with Bad Boy Records. But more trouble was brewing from another former friend, Marion Suge Knight, the CEO of the legendary Death Row Records. Despite the belief that they'd been mortal enemies from day one, Puff and Suge were actually cool at one point thanks to Anthony Wolf Jones. Wolf had a relationship with Suge, and they shared mutual respect. Wolf introduced Puff to Suge at the legendary Tunnel nightclub in New York City. They got so cool that sometimes when Puff flew out to LA to conduct business, Suge would pick him up from the airport. But eventually competitiveness got in the way. The two rising moguls fell out over supremacy in the music industry, money, and women. Their growing feud was put on display for the world to see on August 3rd, 1995 at the Source Awards held at the Paramount Theater in New York City.
Hey, y'all, I was in Lewisburg when that happened in 1995 in August. And when Suge said that, we all looked at each other and we said, whoa, he disrespected Bad Boy. Woo! Yeah, Lewisburg. Round of applause to Lewisburg. Can I finish playing the tape?
Biggie dominated the night, winning 4 awards, and Wolf was in attendance as well. But the real story was the growing tension between the East Coast and West Coast. Things reached a boiling point when Suge Knight took over the stage and seemingly directly disrespected Puff. Suge's words caused tension between his death row entourage and the East Coast rappers they were surrounded by.
They want to stay a star. They don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video, all on the record. Dancing. Come to Death Row.
According to Puff, he later learned that Suge's infamous insults at the Source Awards were not actually directed at him.
That's what Puff wanted to believe. Puff, you know it was directed to you. But see, let me ride. I like lying. That's why the Cash App up there. I give y'all jewels you can take with you wherever. Now check, right? When you sitting there and you have somebody cornered, you always give a sucker, and I'm not calling Diddy a sucker. Just use this as a metaphor, telling you a story, hypothetical. When you got a sucker cornered in a corner, You don't sit there and force him to have to fight his way out the corner. So you tell him what you want him to believe, to give him an out. So you ain't got to unalive him. Just like when you're dealing with a female, because we ride. It's for you females, right? When you're dealing with a female and you do something and you know you're wrong, you caught all the way up, you make up a story and you tell her what you think she want to hear that'll calm her soul, even though it's not exactly the truth. But at the same time, if she's not really trying to go there, she's not trying to leave the dude, she's not there to get into that, she'll say, well, that sounds feasible, let me ride with that. I could tolerate us moving forward with that excuse because it's not that lame. You know what I mean? All right, let me get back to this, man. Y'all get too much game. All right.
He claimed that after having a chat with Suge, he found out the comments were aimed at Atlanta producer Jermaine Dupri. Puff even had a story about how Suge backed down when he pressed him, but that tale would soon be put to the test.
Hold up, don't tell me Diddy pushed it off that, oh, he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to you, Jermaine. He couldn't have been talking to me. Yeah, he was talking to you, Diddy. He was definitely talking to you.
Fast forward to September 24th, 1995. Jermaine Dupri was celebrating his birthday at the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta. Both Suge Knight and Puff were invited. The party would become infamous because Suge's bodyguard and best friend Jake Robles was murdered that night. According to Jermaine Dupri, the whole situation started over a simple disagreement. He said he saw Puff and Suge exchanging words, then stepping outside to continue their confrontation in the middle of the street. Puff, taking a sip of champagne, taunted Suge just before shots rang out. When the smoke cleared, Jake Robles was dead.
Anyway, they had like their little words, right? And they went outside, and they went in the middle of the street.
They were in the middle with Puff
the
and
middle
Suge? middle
of the street, Puff and Suge. I guess somebody
champagne.
must have said something to him. And next thing I know, Wolf, rest in peace, he let off a shot and let off a couple of shots, and Suge man got killed right there.
But there were...
Now, why would you even say some crap like that? Come on, Jermaine. Come on, Jermaine. You was with Janet Jackson, for Christ's sake. Oh, well, maybe that's why you did it. Because you're definitely not from our world doing that, man. Jermaine, you know better than that. And this ain't to disrespect you, but I got to call a spade, man. Oh, Wolf let off a shot. Come on, dog. This shit is sickening.
Two guys there that night, Greg Taylor and Mark Curry, who said they saw the whole thing from start to finish, and their version of events added a lot more layers to the story. Greg and Mark were in charge of promoting Jermaine Dupri's birthday party and had invited both Puff and Suge, hoping to make connections in the music industry. According to them, Suge Knight was on a mission when he arrived at the club with Big Jake. Suge first slapped Jermaine Dupri, causing him to run away. No one really knew what sparked that beef.
You're telling me they said that? I heard that too, that Suge smacked Jermaine Dupri. But are you trying to tell me that he smacked Jermaine Dupri at Jermaine Dupri's birthday party? Somebody tell me I'm wrong in the comments. I know you rat bastards waiting to look for something to comment on.
He came right in and slapped the shit out of Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine ran out the goddamn club.
Then Suge turned his attention to Diddy, who was enjoying himself drinking liquor straight from the bottle and hanging out with his top shooter Wolf. Suge walked up to Diddy and started pressing him about money for publishing points on Mary J. Blige's What's the 411 album and Jodeci's Forever My Lady. According to Greg and Mark, Puff responded, "Yo, Suge ain't about to keep being yo B." This provoked Suge, who grabbed Puff, slapped him across the face, and lifted him off his feet. Wolf quickly intervened, grabbing Suge, and a scuffle ensued. Mark, Greg, and the Platinum House club owner V. Johnson broke up the fight.
And Wolf reached over and grabbed him. Wolf was so gangster. He said, boom, Suge. Shit ain't going down like this no more. And enough was enough. And he brought Puff out the air and set him back on his feet.
But it wasn't over yet. V told Puff, Wolf, Suge, and Big Jake that if they really had a problem, they could go into a room in the club and handle it like men. Witnesses said that if you put your ear to the door, all you could hear was furniture being moved and bodies being slammed. Surprisingly, just minutes later, all four men emerged from the room, with Suge having his arm around Puff like they were old friends who had a disagreement, fought it out, and were cool again.
See, what I want y'all to understand, right? my man Wolf, right? So y'all understand. Wolf is straight gangster. You know what I mean? They just talking about, oh, Wolf was Diddy's bodyguard. No, Wolf was there on the street. Wolf wasn't taking no shots. Diddy know he wasn't taking no shots, so that's why Diddy kept him with him. And Wolf wasn't the type that Diddy would play with no money, unless there's no 300,000. That's not gonna happen. As a matter of fact, right, I might even do something. I've been on here long enough. I'm gonna finish this whole joint though. I'm gonna call Big Gene and get Big Gene up here so we can speak on some things that I heard him say, because I'm not gonna sit here and make a video bad-mouthing Big Gene or nobody when I got their number and I could call them and we can do what we need to do in private, or we can do it on social media. So I'm gonna call Big Gene, see if he wanna come on social media and we talk about this whole Big Gene saga with me and him going toe-to-toe. So if y'all wanna see me and Big Gene go toe-to-toe, put it in the comments, man.
V opened the door, and there goes Suge and Puff standing there like this, hugged up. We like, oh, these niggas worked that out. They worked that stuff. They was like, quick.
As the club was shutting down and everyone was walking outside, Wolf and Big Jake were having a conversation of their own. But everything was interrupted by gunshots from across the street, causing panic and confusion. In the middle of all the commotion, with everyone's attention elsewhere, someone from the bad boy entourage walked up to Big Jake, put a pistol to his body, and started shooting. Jake was hit multiple times in the chest. The gunman then turned his weapon on Suge, but Suge snatched up Puff, who was standing right next to him, and used him as a human shield. Suge backed away toward his waiting vehicles, holding.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't there for that. I don't know, but if that happened, that's straight gangster. Sure, you get a round of applause. Woo! Relax. I don't think y'all realize, how gangster what they just said was, because you're so used to just listening to it. But if you lived it, you can picture it. And they saying that his man got hit and he snatched Diddy up and he grabbed him, used him as a human shield, and backed him up to get to his vehicle. Can't get more gangster than that. Keep it moving. All right.
Puff in an aggressive full Nelson before tossing him aside and making his escape.
Gangsta.
The popular theory is that it was Anthony Wolf Jones who fired the fatal shots that Suge Knight's best friend, escalating the beef between Bad Boy and Death Row to deadly levels. But according to Mark and Greg, they looked directly at the shooter and it wasn't Wolf. It was a member of his Valley mob. Rapper Keith Murray recounted a very similar story. In an interview with the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel, he said he was there that fateful night, saw everything go down between Puff and Suge, and knew who Big Jake, and it wasn't Wolf.
And Puffy was there, then all of a sudden I saw Suge. Pow! Smacked the dog out of Puffy. I think Suge Knight man got killed. And I ain't gonna say no names, but I was around the environment, and God bless the dead. He's dead now.
The events of that night served as the catalyst for the intense beef between Death Row and Bad Boy Records, pushing the rivalry into dangerous territory. So after the tragic death of his friend Jake, Suge Knight was out for blood and wanted war with Bad Boy Records. He found his general, his version of Hannibal, in none other than Tupac Shakur. With Tupac at the helm, the East Coast-West Coast feud kicked into high gear, eventually leading to the heartbreaking deaths of both Tupac and Biggie. Following Tupac's death, Wolf, who was Puffy's right-hand man, warned him that they needed to move differently. Biggie was getting death threats and mysterious calls, but in February '97, Puff ignored Wolf's advice and took Biggie to Los Angeles for his Life After Death promotional tour. Wolf had a bad feeling about this and told Puff he was putting Biggie in danger, and unfortunately Wolf's premonition came true. After attending a Soul Train Music Awards after-party hosted by Vibe magazine and Quincy Jones, Biggie was shot 4 times and K-worded. Wolf and Puff nearly fell out over Biggie's death. Wolf was not happy with how Puff handled the situation, but despite their issues, Wolf stayed loyal to Puff. Watching Bad Boy Records rise to dominance in the late 90s, the label churned out hit singles, sold millions of albums, and became a powerhouse in the music industry. Meanwhile, Puff was expanding his empire beyond music, diving into various business ventures and spending more time in Atlanta, making new connections. It was during this period that Wolf introduced Puff to Big Meech and the Black Mafia family, BMF, one of the top drug organizations in the US.
He the one who opened the doors to Bad Boy and BMF down at Atlanta. That all came from Wolf.
Puff was already well connected in the music industry, but thanks to Wolf, he now had serious street connections. Trying to juggle both worlds, however, would backfire on Puff. He had an ongoing beef with a Brooklyn shooter and gangster named Matthew Scar Allen, which led to shootouts at a party in New York while Puff was with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez. Bystanders got shot and Wolf was facing life in prison due to attempted murder charges from the early 90s. Puff, being too valuable to the music industry, couldn't go down for these charges, so the blame fell on his new artist Jamal Shine Barrow. Leading up to the trial, Puff cut off all contact with Shine and refused to help him pay for his legal defense. When Shine shot the music video for his hit single Bad Boys, Puff was nowhere to be seen. But Wolf was front and center, showing his support. Wolf didn't agree with how Puff was handling Shine's situation, causing friction between them. After the trial, Wolf began to see Puff differently, feeling it was time to move on from Bad Boy and start his own venture. At a birthday party thrown by Jennifer Lopez for Puff in Miami's Club 312, Wolf met Mike Sally, the brother of former NBA player John Sally. They talked about going into business together and buying the club, making Wolf feel ready to cash out his investment in Bad Boy.
Now, he had admirations to own a club. He was trying to get this club down in Miami with John Sally's brother, Mike Sally.
He informed Puff of his plans and asked for the $300,000 he initially invested, but Puff stalled, causing the deal to fall through and adding to Wolf's growing resentment.
I guess he wanted to move on and he needed his money, I guess, that he put up, or, you know, Wolf said it was $300,000.
By late 2002, tensions between Wolf and Puff reached a boiling point. Wolf aggressively confronted Puff about the money at the Bad Boy offices, with things nearly turning physical. According to Gene Deal, another of Puff's bodyguards, he heard Puff tell Wolf he no longer needed his protection because he had Big Meech and BMF backing him.
I guess.
Yo, that's crap. That's crap. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Gunshots. Gunshots. Stop it. You don't abandon. This is the street. Period. Let's ride. You don't get rid of your bodyguard, who's your childhood friend that you don't have a problem with. You know what I mean? And now you create a problem and say, now I'm not going to feed you no more, my childhood friend that's been protecting me. So now I'm going to go over here and get Big Meech and them to protect me. And I trust my life with Big Meech more. Does that sound any way logical to anybody in the sound of my voice? Him and Wolf grew up from they was kids. And then now he's going to say, yo, Wolf, I don't need you no more. I got Big Meech. And Big Meech was introduced to Puffy by Wolf. Somebody tell me how stupid this sounds. But this is social media. And I guess that's the way they remembered it. But I'm speaking from the street and the people. This is common sense, man. So don't y'all go getting your panties all in a bunch saying, you know, Unique disrespecting Gene Deal. No. What Unique is doing is Unique is speaking on the street code and what he knows. And Gene is speaking on what he knows. That's why me and Gene, we're going to sit down again, man. Because Gene know how dead Wolf is to me. And I want the proper narration of Wolf to be out there. And instead of me bad-mouthing everybody on the tape that says something about my brother Wolf, you know what I mean? I'll sit here with any one of them. And I tell them facts, because me and him broke bread together. We was locked up together. Not in the same jail, in the same unit, in the same cell. That's my brother. So if I hear anything that I don't agree with about my brother that transformed, I have to correct that. And I'm going to bring my facts. Because like I said, Big Gene, to tell you himself, his mother told Gene and everybody else, yo, Unique is home. I want Unique to do my son Wolf's video. And you ask Big Gene that. So Big Gene from the street, he was in the loop and everything. But remember, Big Gene was Big Gene and Unique was Unique. And Unique and Wolf had a certain relationship. And Gene and Wolf developed a certain relationship after Unique got locked up. But yes, he knew Wolf very well before he got locked up. But you know what I mean? Let's get this right, man. Let's play this, man.
Yes, he wanted to move on, and he needed his money, I guess, that he put up, or, you know, Wolf said it was $300,000.
This made
See, that was good. That was good. I like the way Gene did that. See, I respect that. See, that's why I mess with Big Gene, man. You see the way he said he don't know what the $300,000 was for. That's what I respect. That he said he don't know what the $300,000 was for. But what I got an issue is people saying that he invested $300,000 to start Bad Boy. No, he didn't do it because he was locked up in federal prison in Virginia Beach with Unique at the time when Diddy got that money, man. So Diddy didn't need nothing for Puff when he just hooked up with Clive Davis? What are you, stupid? It's just retarded. It's just bastards. Wolf came out of jail without a pot to piss in and Diddy put him on. I talked to Wolf on the phone himself. Diddy locked up, looking at getting life in jail for some crazy, horrendous crime that he needed to be castrated for if it was true. Diddy ain't do nothing for me since I've been home. But I'm loyal to the street and the code, and I can't sit here and let foolery run around on this internet that I know about when it come to my comrades. Diddy ain't do nothing for me. Y'all say, oh, you protecting Diddy. Diddy didn't give me a dime. I seen Diddy maybe 3-4 times since I've been home. You know what I mean? At different events. The Joint Atlanta, the Black Summit, you know what I mean? And we was at a club over here in New York, and I think another club in Atlanta. And then another club in New York. 4 times I was with Diddy since I've been home. He ain't give me nothing. I didn't ask him for nothing. Because he didn't owe me nothing. Because what I did wasn't nothing special. What I did was what any gangster is supposed to do. You get caught, you shut up and do your time. End the story. So when I hear this type of foolery, it irks me to my soul. But at the same time, I put up with it, you know what I mean? Because I know that, you know, everybody is, you know, a big Diddy fan, you know, or big Diddy hater. It's one or the other. But I do this for these type of brothers, for the youth.
Hey, what's going on, man? Murder Move, Harlem, you know what it is, man. I just want to express how much gratitude I got for Unique. You know what I mean? I was telling him a story, telling him how I felt about, you know, if anything was to go wrong with my career, rap-wise, you know, if, you know, should be slow, and I got so many opportunities to be able to do the wrong shit. When I watch Unique Mecca audio, I feel it, and I, like, to my soul, and that's keeping me farthest away from doing anything criminal. Anything criminal. He made me think straight, honestly. Made me think straight. Because I've been watching him for about a year now, maybe. And it just took my mind way off of that. Way off. From a year ago, it got rough. For a year ago, yeah. And from watching this man, I just felt like, you saved me. You saved me. And I just want to show my gratitude, and I want to say thank you, man. Unique Mecca audio, anything you need, brother, from me. All right. Anything you need, man. All right. Love. Hey, what's going on, man? Murder Move.
So that's what we're talking about, man. That's what we're talking about. We just keep it 100 over here, man. Let's get back to this video so I can tap out. Been on here long enough. Check, right? Let's play the rest of this, man. We got 2 minutes.
Made Wolf feel disposable, though he still maintained ties with Southwest T, another BMF member. In October 2003, Wolf threw a party at his Atlanta home, attended by BMF members, including Meech and Terry. He even vouched for an old Brooklyn shooter friend to join BMF, which would lead to tragic consequences. On November 11th, 2003 at Club Chaos in Buckhead, Wolf and his right-hand man, Lamont Rez Gertie, crossed paths with Big Meech Meech and other BMF members. Tensions rose over a woman Wolf was involved with, leading to a fight and their ejection from the club. Waiting outside, Wolf and Rez confronted Meech and another BMF member, Bull, in the parking lot. A gunfight ensued, with Wolf and Rez initially having the upper hand, but their old Brooklyn friend, now part of BMF, turned on them, seeking to prove his loyalty to Meech. He gunned down Wolf and Rez, K-wording them both on the spot.
He was walking towards Wolf and them, so Wolf and them like, yo, I guess they like, that's my man and everything like that, but damn, now he working for Meech and them, and he shot Wolf and Rez.
In the aftermath, Wolf's mother spoke out, revealing Puff paid for Wolf's funeral but treated her son as if he barely knew him. She pressed Puff about the $300,000 he owed Wolf, but Puff dismissed it, claiming Wolf had delusions of grandeur.
All right, say, and I'm going to speak on that right there, right? Because like I said, you know, I got to keep it real, you know. Big Gene did speak the facts. Wolf's mother told me out her mouth that Puffy owed Wolf $300,000. I don't know what the $300,000 was for. Just like Gene said, he don't know what it was for. But get that delusion out your mind that Wolf gave Puffy $300,000 to start Bad Boy. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Wolf was locked up with me when Bad Boy got that check for the millions. Y'all do the research and get your receipts on that, so we could clarify that. I'll stamp that. Anybody got any questions and that dispute this, let me know. Wolf was locked up when Diddy got that bag. When Wolf came home, Diddy already had the Super Cat, oh Dolly, oh baby. Oh, me and Wolf watched that in Virginia Beach. And then Wolf went home, and then when I got to Lewisburg, so I don't know exactly when it came out, it was end of 94 or beginning of 95, because they took the BET out the Virginia Beach regional jail that they was holding the federal prisoners because they didn't have no federal jail, because they wasn't locking up the people in Virginia for federal charges like that back then. They just got the main players, Stacey Robinson, the rat bastard Will Foreman. Dude named Will Foreman, big 750 BMW. He done sold me the BMW. It's all this in my transcript, right? If you want to know about this rat bastard down there, you know, just put it in the comment. I don't even want to waste the time on it because we talking about my big bro, my bro Wolf right now. All right, let's get this thing back popping, man.
By the way, let it be known, he does owe my son $300,000.
Yeah, he's still owing it to me.
Because he's always saying, I'll do that, I'll give you the money back.
Wolf left.
You see what I'm saying? She said, but I'll do that and I'll give you the money back. She never said that her son put up no money for nobody. That's out of Barbara's mouth. Barbara's mom is my mother. That's what I call Barbara, Mom. That's what I call Wolf's mother, Mom. Everybody that know, and they know how Barbara feel about Unique. Before the Puffy, before the Bad Boy, before the this, before the that. I'm talking about when we were just toting pistols, doing stick-ups in the Bronx. I've been up there in Edenmore Projects, in the Valley, my co-defendant Diesel from up there. That's why when I hear people talk crap about, dog, I was in Edenmore, man, with everybody that had it, that was doing it. Like I said, Joe Pratt, Jamel, you understand what I'm saying? Come on, Slick, Rick, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Guito was getting the bag. Round of applause to Guito. Hey, yo, listen. Because y'all don't even know, right? Y'all, everybody talking about all these people on the thing. Y'all don't even know this kid named Guito. This kid named Guito from up there in the Bronx. Official Boricua that ran with us and made sure everybody eat. If anybody know where Guito at, tell Guito to hit me, man. I want to interview Guito, so I want to tell the world who Guito is so you understand. This was a young boy that was getting money. Police, New York State police and all the feds and all this ran up in his house, took $130,000 on Monday. You know what I mean? Then they ran up in there on Tuesday. After they done searched the place, got $130,000. Go back on Tuesday and get another $140,000. And then go back in there on Wednesday and get another $180,000. So let's say. You know what I mean? That's how they was taking over $100,000 at a time from this young boy out the projects, man. And this is in 88 when we was on food stamps, when food stamps was still on paper dollar bills. This wasn't the little cards I come home to. When I went to jail and people came, they had a whole book. that'll say $280. And it'll be broken down and had his own money and the whole nine. And somebody come and say, man, I got a $280 food stamp joint. Let me get a half an eighth, man. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how much food can you well, let me get it. I give it to one of these chickens. You know what I mean? Me and one of these females. You know, y'all remember them days? You know, let's just keep this thing real, man. You know, but let me finish playing it, because y'all not ready for Unique Mecca audio, man.
Left behind 5 children, though rumors persist that he was the real father of Puff's first son, Justin. Despite these claims, no proof has surfaced and they remain speculation.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That boy do look like Wolf. Diddy, I gotta keep it real. He do look like Wolf. Not saying nothing, but in my opinion, he do favor Wolf, but that don't mean he ain't yours. He can favor the mama favor Wolf, but the genes get mixed, whatever it is, but he do favor Wolf.
Wolf was always in the shadows at Bad Boy, playing a crucial role in the label's development. Even though he doesn't get the credit, he was instrumental in building one of the most influential record labels in music history. Puff has since reached near billionaire status, but Wolf's legacy as a Bronx legend and the heartbeat of the Valley Mob remains. He was only 38 when he died. Rest in peace.
I can't even believe that. I can't even believe that, man. I can't even believe that. And that's what irks me to my stomach. You know, it irks me for the simple fact
exploit. Even before it all came.
Wolf been through all of that. And he been there with us. Diddy was there, you know what I mean? And we was there for Diddy, you know. And we held Diddy down not because we expected anything, but just because he was down with us. I come out of jail, he didn't give me a dime. He don't owe me a dime, but I'm not going to sit here and throw him to the wolves because of accusations. And I don't even dispute that 98% of the accusations is true. You know what I mean? But let him get his justice. The way I got my justice for poisoning the community with crack cocaine that I apologize for over and over. For my selfishness, for my greed. But I went and got the help that I needed. Let this man go get the help that he needed, man. Or do you want to just hang him and just say end of his life? That's what it's going to come to. But we've been on here long enough, man. Let me tap out. Cop the book of Raw in Harlem. And I'm going to pay my man Lou Jordan again for the outro. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions is a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you can go and visit. Then you can consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get juice from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. Did not pay attention, would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block. There's a time, never swill to the cops, make an audio. G's in the 90s. Drop top being so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spent a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You need back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Yeah, we horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, you ain't got a lot to get. Now you trying to stop the kids from being an operative. So take heed, homie, lend it air. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now back to the